filled episode of Media Strikes Back.
Jam-packed. It's always jam-packed.
It is. And what have we got on today, Yana? We got JD down at Melbourne Storm, which is a big one, and it was Family Day. So he interviewed, the mascots and the cheerleaders and everyone, apart from the players, but to see how that club comes together.
We also spoke to Riff, which is a heavy metal band, and Jessica Paige, who's a busker. Lots of really fun people, as always, on the show.
And busking. I can't wait to see busking.
Yeah, love buskers.
Interested to see what talent is out there on the streets and what they're actually doing.
And how sometimes, you can discover talent that way as well.
Absolutely.
So we'll take you through everything we've discovered in just a moment. But first, Melbourne Storms. So rugby league, Family Day, always fun.
I'm confused. Rugby union, rugby league. I mean, I'm showing my whole, I'm a girl.
Maritz, I am like the worst person to ask about this. But, I'm glad JD went and interviewed them over there. Yep. But something we can relate to is the cheerleaders.
Oh, right. Okay. Have you been a cheerleader?
No, it's so much bigger in the States, don't you think? I actually don't know what it's like here in Australia. Do you think?
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, definitely. And I love mascots. I'm a big fan of all these big, fluffy bear and whatever kind of animals. But their mascot was Stormman.
Okay, yes.
And, so
well-known mascot. Well, I'd like to go and see who these people are and what they're all about.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor. Better listen.
I took you in at night, you say you're getting cold. I don't know what I can do for you. 'Cause if it's what I know, then I don't know just what I could do tonight.
Alright, we're here with a couple of Melbourne Storm fanatics, and look at them, they're just going wild here. They're in the line to get some autographs, but we want to ask them the question about how long they've been Storm fans. So how long is it now?
About 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
So it seems to be a common trend around here. There's a lot of people that have only been around the club for 4 years, even though the club's been here for about 15 here in Melbourne. Now, it's a very hard ask because obviously 15 years here and up against the AFL. Do you still think it's a hard ask for the Melbourne Storm to get the followers out there and get the crowd to the games?
Not really. They've done well, so and the main club down here, so everyone should back them.
Everyone should back them. I totally agree. I am with number one supporter, Harvey. How are you, Harvey?
Good, yeah.
Now, you've been a member right from the get-go. Tell us about that.
Well, the fact was that it came out in the Sun in 1997 that Melbourne Storm, or not in those days, it was the Melbourne Rugby League Club was going to be started.
Yep.
And I decided that was good enough for me. It's
good enough for you?
Yeah, and I have been a supporter ever since.
Beautiful Storm cheerleaders, and your names are?
Janelle.
Janelle and?
Eloise.
Eloise. Now, Janelle, you've been with the Storm for a few years now, haven't you?
This is my 5th season.
It's your 5th season, and I believe you were right up there in the contest for the cheerleaders last year too, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're going to be up there again this year?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Janelle certainly hopes so. And how are the Storm going to go in 2013? Are we going to win it again?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Of course, silly question. And once again, we're here to ask the age-old question, AFL versus NRL. Obviously, we're here in Melbourne, and we're talking Melbourne Storm because we all love Melbourne Storm. But has it made a difference? 15 years here as a Melbourne Storm Rugby League club, competing with the AFL. Has it made a difference?
Oh, it certainly has. If you look at just the people here today, and their support, and the membership's going to be up around the 15,000. And I looked on Facebook, they've got like 203,000 members or something like that.
Yeah, so it's really starting to build up some momentum there, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so.
Fantastic. And do you think that we can come away with the trophy again this year?
I reckon it's going to be pretty tough with the competition, but I mean, they're a great side, aren't they?
They certainly are. Are you loving it?
Yeah.
And are we going to bring home that Premiership Cup again?
Of course we are.
Of course we are. Stupid question.
Yeah.
Tell me, a question that we're trying to find out here today is Melbourne Storm, obviously they're the NRL club and they're here in the thick of the AFL. So how do you think that they compare now? We've obviously got a solid foundation here in Melbourne.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it just depends what sort of sport you like, but definitely Storm would be my number one. No
Your number
AFL
one?
anymore.
No, vote? No,
I
not
don't even
you?
watch it anymore.
Don't even watch it? AFL versus the NRL. How are we doing now that we've been here? We have a solid footprint here in Melbourne. How are we doing?
I think we're doing well above any normal standards.
Yep.
I do believe the club is growing, and I think the statistics for memberships do tell a tale there.
They certainly do.
And, but it's a tough ask competing with the AFL here.
Oh,
this
definitely.
is AFL. This is AFL territory.
It certainly is.
We can only play second fiddle, but it is growing, and we are doing well in being able to get a response from the general public and increasing the community and the fan base, and winning last season is only going to do great wonders for. Yeah, it is.
And can we come away with it again this year?
I reckon we've got the team, and we've got the most important man that's put his signature on the dotted line. And,
yes, Bellamy.
Bellamy will be able to take us there again, I'm pretty sure of that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, well, all the best for 2013. We certainly hope that we bring it back to Melbourne again.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor. Better listen.
There you go, Melbourne Storm. It's becoming huge. I mean, Melbourne is a really biased, city in regards to AFL and sport.
And sport in general, isn't it? We've got the Aussie Open, we've got the Grand Prix, we've got...
Yep, we do. Oh, hang on a minute. Speaking of Grand Prix,
Yes.
heard you're a bit of a grid girl. I think I bumped into you in the grid girl outfit.
do
Do you
this,
get into Formula One, Yana?
I like to keep that on the low down. But since we're on the topic, might as well have my little boasting session. I've been... working, at the Grand Prix. You did catch me out this
In a
year.
super short green mini and a little white hat. She looked very sexy.
I love the uniforms. Every year they change, and it's just so great, to be part of that experience, and fortunate enough to meet some, world famous drivers. If I could name drop, I was with Massa this year, holding up his sign.
Yep.
Other years I was in front of Michael Schumacher, Vettel.
Good on you, girl.
Alonso. John Travolta.
Oh, wow. Is he a racing car driver? I didn't realise.
No, but he's one of the ambassadors.
He
For
flies
Qantas.
planes, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So appropriate ambassador that is. And I got to ride around in a car with him before the race, which is an experience
That is.
I will never forget in my whole
What's the
life.
story like with his hair? What's going on with that?
With his hair.
Yeah, it's like plugs.
Bit of a mystery.
So up next, what have we got for the viewers?
We've got Riff Fist, which
Yep.
is a heavy metal band, and I'm curious to see what that's like because it's not my style of music, but I'm so open to
Be
it.
swayed. You can be swayed. Let's go and see.
Absolutely, some boom, boom, boom. Some of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's
Go
go.
to the
Straight
break
after
and
the
we'll
break.
see you soon.
Well, welcome back from the break. We're about to go over to Steph, who's there with Riff Fist. That's a heavy metal band. And
I get into the heavy metal, you know?
Yeah?
Yep. That's why I have weekly chiropractic appointments to fix my knee. No, I don't. I'd love to see, and I'm interested always in new genres of music.
I still have that kind of old school mentality, but I'm dying to see this segment and see how it's evolved.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor.
Hey guys, I'm here with the funny men from Riff Fist. Your name is a very big tongue twister to me. Riff Fist. Why Riff Fist? Why is it called Riff Fist? I won't say it again.
That one? Yeah, well, we play lots of riffs, and when you're just hearing those riffs, you just want to pump the fist. Oh, this is good stuff. Oh, I love them riffs.
Is that the goal of? Is that what you want fans to do?
Just, yeah, shake their fist, have a dance, have a headbang. That's what we're all about.
Do you do that in live shows? Do you just pull out your fist and go, okay, now?
We've got special spots and special songs which are all the fist.
All about raising the fist and shaking your ass.
You guys do a really good job of pumping that, because your songs on your, like, there's Fistful of Riffs, which, what's that about?
It's a bit of a spaghetti western theme. If you show up the cover, it's Clint Eastwood, Fistful of Dollars style, just knocking out the listener, and that's sort of what we do with our tunes.
And the guy in the photo, he's getting a fist, he's had a fistful of...
Well, I wouldn't say a fistful. He's certainly had his few riffs and fists in his time. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How many songs on this EP?
4 tracks on that one. We've got a couple more in the works, I suppose, but these were the 4 premium ones that we wanted to start with. Just
So are your songs about bashing people, or what?
Not at all. The first the first song's about potatoes, the second song's about having no fingers, the third song's about stew, and the fourth song's about ponies.
And who comes up with these ideas?
I guess that's him.
Yeah.
Do you have funny dreams? Is that what happens, or?
Yeah, I do. My dreams. Should we go there? Really? I don't think we should. But yeah, it's all very fun. You know, we have a good time. We're old mates from went to high school, primary school with this guy. Known this guy since teenage years, and yeah. So
muck around with the lyrics. We're not too serious. Not trying to change the world. Just have a good time.
So how do you guys come up with your riffs? Let's just say.
Yeah, well, no, it's all jam-based, basically. We all just sit around together in the rehearsal room, just start playing something, and when something comes out that sounds cool, we'll just continue to work on it, and before you know it, we have a song.
We all add, even the drummer throws his input in on the riffs. And do that better one, do it. Yeah, okay, so it works. And
see what happens, and magic ensues.
So how does a typical rehearsal go for you guys? What do you...
Six pack, minimum chips, and then a decent PA hopefully in the studio.
Is that because it goes for a long time, or get carried away?
Depends. Sometimes we'll just go for a couple of hours if we're just rehearsing a set for a gig. But sometimes when we want to write songs, we'll be there for 4, 5, 6 hours just jamming away.
How do you guys get ready for your gigs?
Well, right now we're doing an interview with the lovely Project 628. It's a good little pump, getting me psyched.
So what's the craziest gig you've ever done?
I have to say that one of our first big ones where we had a heap of mates turn up and already the pub was full of people. We did a big encore. We almost had 2 encores, I think. It went for a while anyway, and that was at the Brunswick Hotel. Good people there.
Stage dive. It's only the stage is only that high, but they jumped off.
What? How did that happen? Hang on.
It worked very well, but
the riffs took over, and people do crazy things when they've got the riffs thrown at them.
Well, yeah, because you guys are quite crazy, if I might say. So then the crowd would go crazy, and then everything just, yeah. So do riots happen, or is that what you want?
No, that's what we're aiming for, maybe. But at the moment, it's just been some, not even antisocial behaviour, just good times.
Just causing chaos. So you guys are all-round entertainers. And that's fantastic. Well, yeah. Dance moves over here. So you guys are promoting your EP, Fistful of Riffs, as I will say again.
If not already out, you can hit us up on riffist.com. That'll take you to our Bandcamp page where you can currently hear one of the first track off the EP.
Good gig guide. You can suss out when we're playing around Melbourne. We're playing a few regional shows as well, but that'll come hopefully in summer.
And before you go, can you show me one of your fist pumps? Is it like the same as? So what do you do? Do you just get your arm out like this?
Three-way fist in.
Whoa! Oh yeah. I can get it. Ready? Let's go. Get ready.
Join in?
Yeah, hell yeah! I'm not just a girl in a pink dress. All right, let's do this. Ready? 2, 3. 1. We'll be back after the break. No. 1, 2, 3. Whoa! Oh, that kind of hurt. All right, guys. Speaking of being fist pumped, we'll see you later.
This is the first interview done where you talked about getting fist pumped.
It is actually. You
Start
guys
of
are
a
very
long career.
unique. You guys are very, very unique. First fist pumping guys I've ever met. See you later.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor.
Well, there you go. Real instruments and not kitchen appliances, Yana. What type of instruments do you play at home?
Well, like I said, I'm not very musical, am I? Obviously.
I think she plays the pots and the pans and the wooden spoon. I'd love to listen to that, Yaz.
My kind of thing. I'll make a song and dedicate it to you, Maritz.
I can't wait. Love it.
So after the break, we've got Jessica Paige for you. Stay tuned. Don't go away. Welcome back to Media Strikes Back. We're about to take you to Jessica Paige, who's a brilliant singer, songwriter.
And busker.
And busker. And, you know, it's such a unique type of occupation, I would say.
Absolutely. And such amazing talent that they have out there that's just raw and in the street. You're walking past, doing your own thing, and you hear this gorgeous sound. So.
And you know what? I read an article recently. I don't remember who, but there was this famous artist in the States that had a sellout concert. Tickets were like $100 and something dollars. Absolute sellout within minutes.
Yep.
He actually went busking at a train station, would you
could
believe?
imagine?
During peak hour in the morning when everyone's rushing to work and to school and what have you. And hardly anyone noticed. And the only people that kind of looked up were kids, would you believe?
And they were like, hang on a minute, that's Bono.
Or, yeah, someone really famous. Yeah. And I think buskers definitely should get a bit more credit out there because you never know who's going to be out there busking. So Jessica is, you know, a really talented person and you never know what's going to happen there. So let's go.
Yeah, let's go and check it.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor. Better listen.
That Teddy's away. I say, Teddy, you're my Teddy to stay. Better put your best foot forward. Best you be mine.
We just heard her singing some of her original songs and I think they're amazing. What inspires you to write your own songs?
Oh, well, my dad's a musician and my whole family are musical. I don't know, I guess I always wanted to write books to start off with, but then it takes a lot of patience, so I got into songwriting.
That's really cool. So you're a really creative person, right?
Well, when I'm in the kitchen, I'm creative. I don't know. But with music, I guess you've got to be creative, but a certain amount of it's discipline. So I tend to be creative, and then when I'm songwriting, I'll edit myself afterwards. Do whatever you want, then edit yourself. That's what I think.
Wow, that's because I've always wanted to be a songwriter myself. Not very good at it, but what inspires you to start writing a song? Is it experiences, or you start with a chord, or lyrics, poems, things you read?
all different things, and it comes about all different ways, I guess. Like, sometimes it'll start off with some lyrics or chords or anything, I don't know, I guess, like any artist, I guess it's life, it's their life, wanting to be understood, not knowing how else to express oneself, you know?
Yeah, well, it's definitely a good way to express yourself.
It makes me money.
Yes, it gets her money. She's got her albums out here, so if you're here right now, come and get one of her albums. So what also made you decide to busk?
It was definitely needing money that made me decide to busk, like most buskers, but it definitely helped me polish my craft a lot, busking. So, yeah.
Do you have like a lot of performance experience before you started busking?
No, I started about 12 years ago when I was 15, so I had no performance experience and I sucked so badly, but I improved over time. But yeah.
So by my calculations, you're 27?
27, yep.
You look so young.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, wow. I was like, look at this young girl, she's so talented. So do you have any like interesting stories from when you've been busking on the street? Anything funny happen?
Funny things happen every night. Like, I don't know, there was one night some guy took off all his clothes in front of me, and I tend to like zone out because I didn't even notice. I avert my eyes and pretend it's not happening because it's my defense thing, I don't know. And the security guard that was standing down the street, when I walked past him, he's like, I felt really bad when that guy started like taking off all his clothes and, you know, touching himself. And I'm like, I don't remember that happening. Did that happen? Oh, wait. Yes, I averted my eyes. You know? Yeah.
That must take so much focus to do that. Because like even before when the girl came up and you were talking to her, but you're in the middle of your song and you just remember like where you're up to and you just, because if it was me, I'd be like, oh, now I have to start from the start again. Is that just practice or?
That's practice. Yeah, I've got a new busking routine with all this new gear. So when I use that new gear, I can't do it. I'm like, because I'm not really a keyboardist, but I'll be there going, playing, and someone will say something and I'll be like, oh no, where am I?
Well, I think you're very talented. And I loved your songs. I loved your originals that you came out with.
Thank you.
So we got some of that footage. You got some fans around you. So I'll let you get back to doing what you do best.
Excellent.
Oh, thank you for your time.
Hopefully see you on Channel 31.
Yeah, hopefully see you too.
I'm the conductor, yes, I'm the instructor.
Gorgeous. And you know how many buskers are out there? Like, you've really got to feel for these guys because they're actually getting out there and doing all this on their own. And they've got equipment to carry. And it's not an easy gig.
No, it's a proper workout, bringing over the big amplifiers and everything.
There's actually, in Burke Street Mall, there's this band that is absolutely incredible. It's sort of like the Gypsy Kings. And they perform there regularly. Yeah, so do I. They perform there all the time and they actually sell their CDs.
Music,
they sell their music. So
great exposure that way. Great way to start, definitely, as well.
And Burke Street Mall, hello, if you're a Melburnian, you're always in Burke Street Mall.
Really great.
And thank you for joining us for another episode of Media Strikes Back. You can catch us more on our website, mediastrikes.com, and of course on our Facebook page also. And we're on Twitter
and Instagram and all over the shop. So please support our show and check us out. And we hope to bring fresh and exciting content to you about Melbourne.
And we'll see you next week. Thank you.